when we actually stepped back to evaluate, does that plan still make sense for us? It did not. Hi friends! Welcome back to the chaos that is currently my life. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving week. We definitely did. It was nice to get out of our house, get out of like moving mindset and just go visit some of our family in California. We actually didn't get you a video last week because we were still there, and I'm just trying to soak up and enjoy time with my people. No apologies, just that's my goal right now. We got back on Wednesday and things have just been like go, go, go since then. I had Gabriel's birthday party / became American citizen / bon voyage to the whole family / Christmas party last night. It was so much fun. We saw a ton of people that we otherwise would not have had time to see. Of course, we would have liked to spend more time with everyone. But yeah, we did that, and my best friend co-hosted it so that it wasn't all on me, and it was just so nice. And it's always so hard when you're like here and you're having these amazing moments with all these people that you love, and you just feel the outpouring of love and appreciation in the room, and then you're like, and now I'm just leaving all of this. I'm excited for our move, but it's getting more and more real as we get closer to it. And yeah, I'm processing the fact that we are moving to France. We're moving to France in less than a month now, guys. Less than a month. So that's why we're here in, I'll take you off the tripod so you can see. My packing room. I've got some packing to do. So I thought today that we could go around the house and you guys could pack with me. To be honest, I just don't have time to like film a separate video than what is going on in my life, because what is going on in my life is all consuming. So we could go around, we could do some packing together. I want to talk with you guys about some of the miracles that have been happening for us through all of this. And then at the very end, I have a big moving update. For me, it feels massive. For you, probably less so, but for me, it's a big thing that it took me a couple of days to adjust to. But I'm there. I'm excited. Good changes ahead. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. This whole spur of the moment moving to another country thing has been really crazy. And like so many of us, our December is set to be even crazier. On top of the usual holiday madness, it is 3 of our 4 family members' birthdays, including Gabriel's 40th. We are also hosting my extended family for Christmas about a week before we ourselves skip town. And while trying to keep the Christmas spirit, we also want to say goodbye to friends and need to prepare for our own move. My days right now feel really stuffed to overflowing, and I am honestly just trying to keep my head above the water. Luckily, I am ridiculously type A, so each day is planned out and every step of the move is chronicled and organized, and it's the only way I'm surviving. But still, it all just takes time. But I wanted to talk about some of the ways we've been blessed with things just falling into place. Ever since we began this journey, we have just felt like things clicked. From the very first inkling last Christmas that we could possibly see ourselves moving sooner, then initially deciding last Easter to maybe move in about a year, and then to late summer when we both felt that timeline suddenly jump. We prepared our house for sale in just a few weeks, finishing projects and cleaning things up. Then we listed our house, and that week the Fed raised the rate. The market completely died, and yet somehow we managed to get an offer while all the other houses in our area stood still. We closed in just 3 weeks, despite my health issues and other concerns, and were able to celebrate as a family in our favorite place at our favorite time of year to visit it. And even though the house fully closed in October, we have been fortunate enough to stay until Christmas. We weren't sure how it was all going to work out when we listed in September, but didn't want to move till January. But call it divine intervention, call it fate, call it serendipity. Everything surrounding the sale of our house worked out exactly as we had hoped in our dream scenario, even down to the new buyer also purchasing all of our furniture and most of our furnishing. All of these fated occurrences give us a lot of confidence that this move is right for us, even though it's also a little scary to not know what we're doing. But as we've continued to walk this path, we feel like every time we can see just a little bit further around the corner. And while we might not know what we are doing, we do officially now know where we are going. So if you've been following along, you know that for a while now, the plan, though vague, has been to move to southern France. Not anymore. We decided over our Thanksgiving trip that instead of going south as originally intended, we're gonna go north. We are moving to Paris. There are a couple of reasons why. This move was meant to be much later in our timeline, and we had always talked about getting our own online businesses like up and established before we moved. Then when we felt that the move needed to happen sooner, we didn't change the plan of moving to southern France and like running our own businesses. We just kept that part of the plan. However, there were no businesses of which to speak. That made it a little bit harder. We could move to southern France, but we would have to like rent a place instead, or we could, you can't buy a place self-employed until you have 3 years of history with the banks in France. So it just really limited our options and what we felt like we could do there. And as we continue to talk about it, a company had contacted Gabriel in Paris and was interviewing him. And as he was talking with them, he just realized like that just made more sense. Like with my recent health concerns that will very likely need surgery, we need health insurance. I mean, we all need health insurance, but we need health insurance sooner rather than later. So going to Paris where they have more industries where he can get a job right away, it allows us to rent. We'll get an apartment to rent so we can get settled right away. It was going to take probably about 8 months for us to kind of work through everything and get settled in southern France. But now it'll only take hopefully 3 to 4 months to get a place and be settled in Paris. He can more likely get a job, which will get us insurance right away, which will help us. It'll get the kids really like integrated again more quickly. It'll be better for me. I'll have a bigger expat community and more people who speak English, so hopefully the move won't be quite so isolating, at least at the beginning. It just feels like the perfect middle step for us. I mean, sometimes you have to stop and like reevaluate. We didn't deviate on the plan of moving to southern France, partially because it's beautiful, just because that was always the plan. But when we actually stepped back to evaluate, does that plan still make sense for us? It did not. And instead of going south and just eating through our savings and really just having to like bootstrap it from the beginning, we're taking a middle step to ease us in this huge change. And I'm so excited and grateful. We have lived in New York City before. I've lived in Washington, D.C. We know we love city living. It's a different mindset, obviously, than when we thought we were going to southern France and going to be doing some slow living and more in the countryside and all of those kinds of things. But I've had a week or two to let it like sink in, and the more it has sunk in, the more excited I am. So Paris, here we come. Anyway, I just also wanted to let you know that because this month is just insane with Christmas and birthdays and hosting family and seeing friends and moving across the world, you won't be getting another video from me next week. I just know my limits and I can't take that on right now. I'm sorry. So I will be missing a video again next week. Then I'll be back with one, I believe the 19th. That sounds right, on New Year's resolutions, and then you won't hear from me again until into the new year. So I don't know if I'll be able to get a video up while I'm in New York and everything, with everything that's happening there. And then when we're on our cruise ship, we won't have any internet. and I'm just gonna relax. But actually I have big plans for this channel in the next year. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but I've got big plans, big things coming. So I'm going to be working on some of that while we're offline, and hopefully coming back in January stronger than ever. So thank you for bearing with me. I know that this season is crazy for you all as well. Hang in there, we can do it. And remember that the holidays are meant to be enjoyed. This is meant to be a happy time. So take the time to make sure that you are enjoying it. Take a step back if you're feeling overwhelmed. I mean, that's why I said like, I'm not gonna do a video next week because I know I can't mentally handle that. So anyway, I've been rambling per usual, but I just wanted to share that little update with you guys. And again, wish you all well until I talk with you again. And as always, remember that if you want to live an extraordinary life, sometimes you've got to put in a little bit of extra effort. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, it's pointed a little too far down. Now it's too far up. Now it's just